Hola a todos, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. Pues en el video de hoy yo será un poco de español, entonces vamos. Como se puede ver, yo estoy aprendiendo a hablar español y para diciembre quiero ser capaz de hablar y entender español hasta cierto punto. Así que deseame suerte. So what do you guys think about my little Spanish intro? Okay, so guys, I'm not going to wasting any more of your time in today's video. I plan not to make these update videos too long, so I'm just going to dive right into how much Spanish I've learned in 3 weeks of actively studying Spanish. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing all that has happened in the past week. I will start from the beginning. Sorry, I think my Spanish is mixing with my English. I wouldn't be starting from the beginning because I've already made a 2 weeks update, so you can check that out, and I'll just continue from where I stopped from the last video. So far I kind of like wrote out all the vocabularies, like the words of Spanish I've known so far, including the pronouns, including the verbs, the adjectives, and I'm like, okay, I came down to about 150 something, I think 156 words. And I remember watching a video one time that says if you have up to 1,000 to 1,500 words in your vocabulary, then it means you'll be able to understand more of Spanish, speak more of Spanish. So I told myself, I'm like, okay, you're still early in the journey, but you need to work harder. Like, I hope next time I make this video, I would have known up to like 250 words to 300 words. At the same time, I'm trying to pace myself because I'm a freelancer and I work like almost all day, so I tend to study at night, and that means I can't comprehend a lot, because if I try rushing myself, then I'll be forgetting a lot of things I'm learning, which is not part of my plan. I plan to remember at least 90% of what I am learning. So the next thing on my list here is my understanding of por versus para. So like I said earlier, that while I was writing my vocabularies out, I saw that por means for, and I also saw somewhere that para means for, and I'm like, okay, so when do you use para and when do you use por? And I also came across some sentences that had por in them, but they did not actually mean for. So I was kind of confused, and I went on this website that was explaining to me that they don't just mean one thing, they actually mean a lot of words, like instead of, by, through, and a lot of that. I'm like, okay, that aside, and I also got to understand a bit. I'm not yet done reading the blog, but I'm still trying to understand. So what I've also come to understand is por is more of using something like a past, saying something that is linked to a past or something that has happened, and para is more for like future something, like the way I said para diciembre, like by December. So like by December I want to be able to do this, by December I want to be able to do this, or and that. So I'm still trying to understand it. I'm just letting you guys know that that's what I've understood so far, and I feel like the more I use it in my sentences, the more I'll be able to understand it better. And okay, I downloaded 2 songs for the whole learning process, and I'm familiar with Despacito and Bailando, and by the time this video is up, I'm sure that I've uploaded a short that is about my my understanding of Despacito, because I did not know that song meant all of that. Well, I downloaded those 2 songs because I'm familiar with them and I want to use them as my trying to understand a song. I think they are not slow songs, so it's gonna be a while, and I tend of adding one more slow song that I feel like I will enjoy, because overall you want to watch something or listen to something you enjoy, else it's just going to be boring and you doze off and you wouldn't even understand anything. So Despacito, my plan with it is to actually learn the translation, like the meaning, the English translation, and I found this video that was helpful. It has this color-coded thingy there. So far I only know the first 2 lines and I understand what they mean, so I'm gonna sing it. Permit my voice. Sí, sabes que ya llevo un rato mirándote, tengo que bailar contigo hoy, and for Bailando, I came to understand that I would have to, For Bailando, I just want to keep listening to it, immerse myself in it. And about 3 days ago, I discovered that I understood a part of the song, which goes like this: Yo quiero estar contigo, vivir contigo, hablar contigo, tener contigo, una noche loca, ay besar tu boca. So I was like, but mostly because it has contigo, and I feel like almost everybody knows what contigo means, and there are like more verbs like tener contigo, vivir contigo, something like that. But it got to this part that says tener contigo una noche loca. So when I translated it word to word into English, it meant I have with you a night crazy. Then I'm like, okay, have with you a night crazy, how does that make sense? But when I checked it, I was like, okay, have with you a crazy night, or have a crazy night with you. So sometimes it's not always as you say it in English that it is being translated in Spanish. So that's another thing I've learned, that I'm also putting into my understanding as I keep learning. And also I learned some new verbs for the week, like especially the tenar verbs, and I got to understand that it is irregular. Even the ir verb, like to go, tenar is like to have. So I got to understand that like irregular verbs, they change form, and ir verbs is more even kind of straightforward, because it just had voy, vas, va, vamos, voice. Is it voice or vice and van? Yeah, vice and van. But for tener verb, it goes totally off the rail. Like there's tengo, there's tienes, there's tien, there's tenemos, there's tenéis, and there's tienen. So it's still kind of like, okay, we're getting there. Then there's something I also come to understand, that if you want to say I have to do something, you have to put que there. So if you say tengo que estudiar, tengo que cocinando, or I have cocinar. So where I'm going to is, when I was singing that Despacito beginning, there's a part that goes tengo que bailar contigo hoy. So I'm like, when I translated, I was like, okay, what is the care doing there? Because so far I know care means that and what, is it what? I think so. So like, why is it, what is it doing there? So I got to understand that it just has to be there when you're saying you have to do something. So tengo que estudiar, tengo que cocinar, tengo que bailar. So it's just something that I got to understand, and I'm glad. So what are my plans for the coming weeks? Oh, there's one more thing. I downloaded Money Heist. Now I discovered that the Spanish version, actually I've watched the English version, and I discovered that Tokyo actually speaks really fast. Like I didn't dare try to grasp anything she was saying. It was so fast, but other people were speaking slowly, so I kind of grasped some things they were saying without looking at the subtitle. But at the same time I was like, am I choosing the right movie for this? I wanted to copy this guy that watched Spider-Man for 50 times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it 5 times, just the first episode. If I see any progress, I'll continue. If I don't, I'll stop. I know I should be watching children's show, but at the same time I wanted to watch something I've watched before and see how I pick up. So I'll be trying that out, and I'm sure by the next update video, 4 weeks update, which is going to be like a month update, I would let you guys know how it goes. I know how it went, and if it doesn't go well, then I'll just put it aside and pick a children's show that I'll enjoy and start watching it. And once I feel like I'm good enough, I'll go back to that. But I also feel it's going to be like a challenge for me to try and understand what Tokyo is saying, the way she speaks fast. So I may stick to it, I don't know, but we'll know what I decide in the next video. So guys, that's it. So my plan for week 4 is to build my vocabulary, is also to speak more Spanish intro in my videos. I feel like you guys will be seeing how much I am learning, and most of what I said in my intro when I spoke Spanish was mostly things I've known. So it's just some ways of like piecing the words together that I didn't quite know yet. So thanks to Google Translate, I did not show any of my Spanish speaking friends yet. I want them to watch this video and judge me for it. And also I'm going to be learning more things through my official lesson, the ones that are teaching me all these grammar rules, teaching me more words and all of that. And I have this app too that I'm using, to test my knowledge. So you guys, I will be uploading at least 1 to 2 videos every week, and also shorts will be several times a week. So I hope you stick around if you want to continue watching my journey down to fluency in the Spanish language. So in the Spanish language, you should make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell below. And yes, I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.